We definitely want to comments, advanced settings. Nope. Include microphone audio, video clips, share party audio. Yep. So, yep. Yep. Take me to a hospital. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Lite kolkran, kurwa. Слушай, нас же дождался вообще. Алло. Oh man, we got a fucking nice outfit. We got a nice outfit.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Mr. Hampton needs me right now.
So, okay. Okay, now here we go.
Come on, you bastard! You can do better than that! Nah! It's my turn!
Rotten or crispy, each heart contains the seed of life. Drink at this river, try it all.
Hello, mister.
Oh, come on, you bastard! I won't bite.
Sir, please.
You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse!
You got more polite.
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
Alright, sorry. I am in pain here. Me guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
Mr. Cox. Sekin tämmönen Mr. Kid. So... What?
Bring this fading light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life and death.
In the back, you bastard! Didn't have the guts to fight me. Fuck you. I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
I got something. So now we have finally 2 hands, 1 hand. So main hand. Yes. And invece è stato specie di delci. So aici montro of hands. Yep, we're going to take this fucking bastard. Кидаш нагло на point. Of hands. Dude. So rękiem kłoka. Serum. Teraz to było, ne? Something here.
To taste a life, to embrace its most intimate secrets. Such a burden, such a divine sin.
Do you need help, mister? No, you don't. Oh.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
Shut up.
I apologize, nurse.
No.
I needed some time to myself. This has been the longest and
I just
strangest
play a
night of
Flappy
my life.
Birds on my phone.
You delivered poor Mr. Hampton from a terrible fate. The means to that end should be of little concern, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the 2nd floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
I would like to ask a few questions.
Yeah, why
first.
not? Why not go on? How is Mr. Hampton? Where is my room? Where is Dr. What is Dr. Swansea?
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
I'm only just meet him. Yeah.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
Okay, fuck off.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
So... blood quality is good, fucking blood. So... Is this my room? Nope. Is this my room? It's not even a room. So... Hello, mister.
Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised. But I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
You live in London?
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Yeah. Oh, mister. Hello, mister.
Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reed has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before, at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
Yeah. Powoli. Gonna pogląd. What the situation is here?
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
What do you mean? Positive characters. No,
Tell me more about cherished people, then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
So she's a woman, then?
Any opinion about the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah, yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office down again.
Okay, focus.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
So. Tai mes tipo tariam ant išklausinėti dar, blėt. Fuck this, dude. Special circle. We find one him. And we have fucking bunch of them. One hint, one hint. Шановно nužudžiau? Kodėl aš nužudžiau?
I can't say I'm thrilled to be working here, but to be honest, I didn't have much of a choice.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
So... Oh, nežinau. Is that a woman?
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
Blood oil with the fever.
Oh, hello. Hello. Hello.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
You're a vampire.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
Yep, you are.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover to hide from my enemies.
No fucking fuck.
I can leave whenever I want. As a...
Well, take careful.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
Oh. Oh. Garden and then more.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
No, it was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
Okay.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Hello, mister. Mister. Hello, mister.
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Holy
Unless
shit.
you're here to fix my
You
face.
look like shit.
No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here.
You guessed.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
Okay.
How close are you to Miss Hawcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful. Living proof that there's hope for me.
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of my blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
You do realize she's mentally disturbed. It's called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Damn. It's here again.
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say
You remained perfectly nice and polite.
Thank you, Doctor. That's what...
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the Dockers Trade Union. The Wet Boot boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
Has the gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
Yeah.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
Yeah. Fuck off, man.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
Corruption?
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
People are still in despair.
How could it be?
Yeah, fuck off.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
Adios, amigo. No, we don't talk with him. So, what's left? تاني ما تشوف طلعت برضه وكمانه. So,
good evening, Miss Howcroft.
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
Tell me, Thelma, why do you feel so attached to Mr. Elwood? Why him?
I'm not sure, Doctor. I think we have a bond of some sort. We've both suffered so much. He's the only mortal I find interesting.
So,
do you plan to make him a vampire too?
Of course not. How could I inflict my curse on anybody else? I'm not that cruel, Doctor.
Would you say you and Mr. Elwood are romantically involved?
No. No, Thomas is a delicate soul. Even though he disguises it. But I am not the woman he needs. No, for I am a vampire.
yeah. You're fucking immortal.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
So, oh, hello, mister. Hello, mister.
What can I do for you, Doctor?
And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in, how does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep.
If you could...
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs.
What kind?
Well, you accept...
Apologies.
Dr. Swan's...
Yeah, fuck
Thank you,
over.
Nurse Crane.
Hey, drugs.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansea's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
Okay.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd,
You can
please
go outside
feel
and
free to
talk.
tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
You are going to change your tone with me, my dear colleague, and very quickly.
I don't think so. Perhaps you think yourself protected by Dr. Swansea, but I am still a free man, and I will speak to you the way I want.
Yeah.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displayed.
Carelessness?
We're here.
I don't...
Modern...
Fuck.
Thank you for your time.
I don't
We'll talk
have
later.
This asshole. Hello, mister. Hello, mister.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are...
I see. Would you mind telling me more about yourself?
I'm Harvey Fiddick.
Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Ackroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is, I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Tell me about yourself, Mr.
I'm just a regular...
I was more curious...
I'm a cop.
Are you... Well, in other...
Yeah.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen. As for me...
Waste your time with me.
Hello, mister. Oh. Miss.
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you call him, please, Dr. Reed? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
Okay.
What can you tell me about yourself, Miss?
Not much to...
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived.
Is there something in particular that's...
Some of the...
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
Okay.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Hello, mister.
Good evening. I'm Dr.
No, I don't want to talk.
I suppose...
Yes.
Could you at least...
Morton.
Why did your mother have you hospitalized here? She seems convinced this is a bad hospital.
My mother just wants the best for me. She won't rest while I'm here. She'd go all the way to hell and back to help me.
Is your mother bothering you? As your doctor, I can ask her to leave you alone if you would prefer.
That's tempting, Doctor. But you have no idea what my mother is capable of. She would tie herself to my bed if you asked her to leave.
Pembroke Hospital may look unorthodox, but rest assured you're in good hands here.
It's not me.
How painful is your throat?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all.
I'll let you get some rest, then.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Come here, you fucking faggot.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position.
Well...
How is the Pembroke
Not well.
Why is Milton grumpy on a daily...
Milton's not...
Why does Milton dislike...
I don't know.
So...
How long have you...
Or long enough.
You'd be surprised what dedication can achieve, Nurse Hawkins. In medicine... How would you describe...
It's serious.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this...
You must get a hold of yourself now.
So... Нахуй, колбо.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Чего с моим трудом? Ребята, нахуй. Soğuz galeta matası.
Good evening, sir.
I've already heard...
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks. I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one...
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun...
Oh,
I'd like to see your good...
Wise choice, Dr. Reed.
What you got, motherfucker? Mano, vou colocar na foto aqui também. Hey, we gotta fucking go. I don't finish with you.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know.
But you're not...
You keep... You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking all...
So what do you...
I've been... It's... Yes,
you left.
Go there, you...
Why do you have such a mediocre reputation among your colleagues?
Fuck them. Nobody knows those I've seen since working here. This city was...
I know.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Milton. It's locked, all right.
Disgust on every street corner.
Oh, sweet girl.
It's locked. Thelma Howcroft said she was being watched by vampire hunters. Where are they hiding? I should investigate.
What the fuck?
I'm sorry you ended up on my plain and cold medical bench, sir. I understand you must be
It's
very...
locked, all right.
Unfair situation. I managed to arrange to have you buried in the same mass grave as your wife.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed.
Always a pleasure to meet a colleague.
A colleague?
Not anymore.
What do you mean? You used to be a doctor. Was your license revoked?
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop.
Please show me what...
Of course.
What the hell? What is this?
Good evening, Doc.
A pawnbroker? I expect you get all types of people.
Yes, sir.
Who?
I'm very...
What kind?
With the quarantine...
Have we met before?
I don't think so.
When we first...
Funny...
Are you a...
Why?
An interesting point.
Sir.
How did you...
After...
Do you work here?
Yes, very easy.
Why close the hospital's main morgue?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic.
Why do you...
Because the...
Since you're not afraid of dying, do you believe in life after death, Rakesh?
No. I believe we must do all the good we can while alive. For our time is short, and the
Do you think you would...
I don't think so. Don't mistake me. I love life, and I'd like to live a long...
So you're ready to die?
No, I am not. I don't fear...
You're a wife?
No, Doctor.
Do you really?
As I...
Quite
Yes.
Goodbye, Mr. Chidana.
It's locked.
Good evening, Doctor.
Doctor, I am the...
Please, could you tell me something about yourself? What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most...
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method.
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental. And unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious.
You're not the first...
What can you tell me?
Well, it is always...
You seem quite
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test. A test of endurance.
Questions remain true. Do you need...
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my...
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh, no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address. What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true. I believe...
So you believe...
Dr.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe...
What is it you really want? To save him? Or to...
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality.
I agree.
Do you think...
All I need... to comfort me...
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland. It's locked, all right.
What the fuck is this?
Good evening.
Good evening,
Tell me about your...
My wife.
How could your job...
I was working a double.
You can't hold yourself
Of course I didn't have...
Tell me what happened.
The German...
How are your children after losing...
They were smaller then.
I'm...
Явно буде.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
As for me, what a blundering idiot.
Please come back later.
Fuck off, man. Oh. Ooh.
This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin. The flower's dying. It needs water.
So here we can craft something, huh? У нас копик идет сейчас какая-то. Machete. So
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood. and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now.
Let's go sleep. Whew. So
I'm to stay here until my research is complete. I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
Succeed. Это что, чаптеры, типа? Tattoo, white coat.
Come on, I don't have all night.
So, maybe we can cure mums yra kvanino nahoj.
The flower's dying. It needs water.
Hurry up.
No, what the fuck? What do you want?
Yes, Nurse Crane? How can I help you?
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
A crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted. I was hoping there was another box up here, but...
Sorry. There's nothing here.
Some of the patients won't last the night without them. Honestly, sir, I'm beside myself.
I may have a solution. In France, during the war, drugs shortage was a daily problem, and we had to use our wits to overcome the shortages.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly, certain household chemical products can be used in a pinch instead. Now, where's the hospital storeroom?
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the old morgue.
Perhaps I should look there first. Where is this morgue?
It's the large building behind
the abandoned...
Oh, I got a key.
It's locked, all right.
So... Sticks over on чешта? No. Какой-то супер сморгся. Dude, what the fuck, man?
Watch yourself!
No, блин, шукшля, скоро. Морг, что ли? What? Как сбросить? Бросили, блин. What the fuck was that? Окей. Дохи так урой, нахуй, ну не шману. Окей. So we level 6.
Spot one, fire. Don't like this silence. Crush the leads, boys!
Okej. Nu får jag få skalpa dem ligga. not so fucking easy. So night shift, okay, let's go find some. Ce mi się urki tak coraz. Czego morgs?
It's locked, all right.
It's locked, all right.
Yes, Doctor?
Please, could you point me in the direction of the morgue again?
It's the large boarded-up building behind the hospital. You can't miss it. The key I gave you will open the small back door to it.
That's all for now, Nurse Crane, thank you.
And the hospital. So stay at home. Yeah. Can I fucking see some rats? No fucking. I need some blood.
Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
Hello? Hello? Is anybody here? Gosh. Come here, you fucking bastard. Nu doar nu.
Oh, Mr. Hooks and Nurse Hawkins are an item. Those two have hidden their affections well.
Hello? Hello? Is anybody here? Oh. Hell, fucking nuts. La Palooza. No fucking way. No fucking way. Нет, Кёрска нет. Главное, шо скокс. Пидорас, нахуй. What we have here? What is this? What is this? Oh. Oh, money. It's a funny. Нет. Галлон кроссовок, что ли?
Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza.
key will surely grant me access to the basement. Balls of Mars, fortifiers. As popular as they are ineffective. But they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful.
Oh shit, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that?
These skulls feed from corpses and the husks of animals. They're not after blood.
Нет, не бля. То що на. О. It's a fucking bayonet.
It's locked.
Yeah. It's not so fucking easy. It's not so fucking easy. Какая еще кура пара нахуй, я сам не смог. Сука, блядь. Стал кофе под погонить, нахуй. All good. All good.
It's locked.
Darler, kurwa. Kurwa, su mano nga žaismā.
Skulls can be so ferocious.
Fucking
I'm not sure I
son.
can defeat them without becoming stronger. To drink blood is so tempting.
Yeah, just fucking stop shooting like a moron.
Sodium hypochlorite. Dangerous to administer, but efficient in the proper dosage.
So, what the fuck I'm doing here? Это меня Кришна медоба. You fucking bastard. You serious? It's done. Ну плохо, курва. Manau, kad aš puikiaučiau. Fuck you. Fuck you, man.
So many deaths.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Doctor.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Perhaps I should have considered the offer from that Callaghan fellow.
Don't waste your time with me.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick.
I'm okay.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude.
How painful is your throat?
So painful I'd rather not talk.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
I'm alright. Don't waste your time with me.
Yes, Doctor?
Why then do you always work the nights? Don't you ever sleep?
At the Pembroke, we're always hands on deck.
Lack of sleep and the medical profession always ends in disaster. I've witnessed many a colleague succumb to stimulants to fight exhaustion. Drugs were as deadly as bullets in the trenches.
London's trenches start here at Pembroke Hospital. We are on the front line, make no mistake.
Your dedication to the Pembroke does you credit, Nurse Crane, but when do you sleep?
We staff get our sleep when we can, Doctor. Nursing is a vocation.
Exactly.
It really
That's all for now, Nurse Crane. Thank you.
You always knew the words to calm the children. As for me, how long must I wait, damn it? Blaming me will not further your agenda, sir. How long is it going to take to fix me properly? A month? A year? You have the right to disapprove of our methods, and you will kindly apologize when you're feeling better.
Hi. Oh, hello.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft.
I need blood, Doctor. Warm.
Tell me, Thelma, what do you really know about vampires?
I saw one and he saw me. I watched him hunt and kill. I saw his terrible wounds heal as his victim died. And then I knew I was saved.
You mean you actually saw a vampire? Here in...
Yes.
You are no vampire. You are a delusional woman, convinced she is something she is not.
How convenient to call delusional anyone who does not share your precious rationale, Dr. Reed.
I'll leave you, Mistress of...
You have the right to disapprove of our methods, and you will kindly apologize when you're feeling better.
This hospital seems to be falling...
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Down, my boy.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening,
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
Always knew the words to calm the children never end. As for me,
So this guy doesn't have something to prove. He can... Probably kill you. Okay.
I will not let you down, my boy.
I cannot enter.
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital...
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events.
It may seem...
Forgive me.
There is no need to apologize, Edgar. You offered me sanctuary when I...
Very well.
Please.
The Pembroke...
A spokesman.
Discretion...
And you would like... Accept it.
Do you need something?
I have just a few...
Then ask her.
Since you seem...
As men of...
The sun.
You will find...
The sun.
You will find there is very little that can kill a vampire, my friend. You have been offered relative immortality. The sun will most certainly hurt you, leaving you weakened and damaged, but it will not destroy you.
Must I take a life to live? Must I...
You are a vampire. You feed, and blood is the sole sustenance that can sustain your immortal frame. And only a living creature contains the nourishment you require.
We'll see each other again soon, Edgar.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet Lady of Mercy.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a the lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Have any of the patients given you trouble?
These poor souls have so little left to live for. I do my best to ease their pain.
The world would be a better place if it were cared for by women like you.
You make me blush. I am simply a necessary evil.
Pardon my boldness, your ladyship, but I have questions concerning this condition we share.
As a newborn, your hunger for answers is rivaled only by your thirst for blood. But the questions need wait.
I'm a scientist. My trade is in the deciphering of mysteries, and I need information to feed my mind.
I will gladly answer every question you have, but first, prove yourself capable of resolving my predicament without eating the culprit.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by...
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of it.
What are your expectations? Please be precise.
As the newly appointed surgeon of this hospital, you are in an excellent position to ask innocent questions and deftly learn the identity of my blackmailer.
Who would be so foolish as to threaten you? A kindred spirit.
Even if it were the case, and I highly doubt it, a vampire would have asked for something more valuable than money. My suspicions lean toward a patient or their family.
If we're dealing with an ordinary criminal, surely you've the means to deal with it yourself, if I may.
As immortal tradition doth dictate, all fangs and hypnotic eyes ablaze, the blood would run like a river. That's what I hope to avoid. Violence has a tendency to spiral out of control.
Please continue.
My embarrassment.
Is it true?
Now aren't you the blunt one?
Excuse my impertinence, your ladyship. This is not an interrogation. I assure you that this line of questioning is in your best interest.
In all honesty,
I'll take...
if that was...
I'll meet that...
My lie...
Have you heard rumors of underhand dealings?
If you want to know what's going on here...
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Damn. The pain. It's here again.
Simpletons, these nurses. Bred with no respect. What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
Please, calm down, madam. I assure you that I am highly qualified. I'm just back from war duty.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on. See you on the next round. The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them.
Time has lost its effect on me.
Go in, power.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet Jones. Do not pay attention to her, Doctor. She's full of fanciful tales.
She could have been telling the truth about the mysterious man.
That old witch will end up in hell soon enough. Who cares if a nurse finds some happiness where she can?
No matter how you feel about her, Miss Jones deserves our help.
Who says I don't care for her? Hate is what keeps that old crone alive.
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting?
Let me guess.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
I wish I could be fixed.
Good evening, Nurse Bradley.
Good evening.
Why does Dr. Tippett claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't...
Dr. Tippett...
If you're...
Do you know if any of the
The people...
Have you... Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Another night with the glorious battalion of Pembroke.
Скоро, вверху. Падла.
Don't worry, we're safe.
Please, sir. I need help bad.
What's going on?
I'm Blight, sir. Newton Blight. I've lost my mate.
I'm Dr.
Oswald.
How long?
I can't...
Don't be ashamed, Mr. Blight. What can you tell me about?
I'm Oswald.
What can you...
It's not...
Where...
He went...
This is a... I have all the information I...
Thank you.
It's locked, all right.
Did you hear me? See them fancy clothes? This one's a top. Relax. Don't worry. Die, Leech! Don't worry, we're safe. Relax. I said stay away, sir!
Kas par mėšlus, na? Как он там сыграл?
Sir, step away!
It's locked.
It's a leech! Kill it!
What the fuck, man? You start this fight, not me.
To know you can't see me, my sweet queen. Perhaps we should have listened to what the idiot had to say first.
Good evening, sir.
Who the fuck are you? Don't you see I'm busy here?
Dr. Jonathan Reed, that's who I am. And who are you?
Ah, some fancy...
So you won't...
The name is...
Are you some kind of vigilante patrolling these streets at night?
Something like that, but the police aren't in charge here.
So, tell me...
What?
Well, yeah.
Oi!
What can you think? Well, you're not...
Yeah, well...
More of... Goodbye, Mr. Digby. Good evening, miss.
Who are you?
As I
The Pembroke...
I'm not...
Miss...
Can I see you?
As long as you have money...
Good evening, Miss Cox.
Hello again, Dr. Rick.
You still use your husband's name, Edwina. What?
Why shouldn't I?
Are you a...
Yes. I'm...
Gang...
That's exactly...
What can you...
But...
You...
Take what?
Goodbye, Miss Cox. Good evening, sir.
Whatever.
Don't you recognize me? We met a few nights ago.
Don't take it personally. I spent...
Yes, you...
I'm Dyson...
Shh. No. Do you... Do you... What? Why?
I speak.
Don't... Is that... Or what? You lost. I'm... Is that... Is that... Goodbye, Mr. Delaney. It's locked, all right.
bones. Goody, don't... What? I know. Is what? What attack? You a lot. So.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
Masonski den gav sen Expo.
Without the wet boots keeping things straight, these parts would be running.
Yes, and precise. So... Dabar bent jau turėsim purvą staminas normalią. So, tas... Partitūrė, tas kolba pasigavęs.